Hey everybody, so we're in 28 Red Cloud Trail, which is in a subdivision called Red Cloud, and it's at the top of Deer Valley in Park City, in Empire Pass. We are in a stunning house designed by Kristin Rocke. We did this for our developer who's based in Texas. Doesn't come out here much, but he wanted to build on this beautiful lot, and we put it on the market when it was only in framing, so just a simple concept, and actually went under contract March of 2020, beginning of COVID. So we wanted to just share with you after, 15, 16 months, how the house turned out, the beautiful design that Kristin did, how you blend these houses with this gorgeous nature that's around us, and really kind of just dive into the whole process. So first, I'd like to introduce Kristin Rocke, and please tell us a little bit about you and your design business.
Well, I've been in business and doing work around Deer Valley and Park City for 17 years, and we have a small but very efficient team, and we do start to finish, so we do all of the interior architecture, and it's really exciting. It's so great to take on a project like this where we get to see it all the way through and get to take an idea all the way to completion, and really appreciated working with your team on this. We've had some really great history together. We've done some projects that were just broke records in terms of how quickly they sold and how much they sold for. I love your team. I love your style. As long as we pull the rope in the same direction, I think, for our developers and for our clients. And I really think we're dynamic and also adaptable, which I think is great, and have fun doing it while we're doing it, which I think
is an important part of the process, especially when you're going under contract with buyers and sellers for 16 months.
Yes.
Gotta keep it light and
keep it moving forward, and
which has been tough. Now we're gonna get to the fun part where we actually take a property tour to see all the beautiful design elements and really get into the detail of this house. So come join us.
Let's do this.
So when we're showing buyers these properties, I know a lot of their intrigue is when they first come through the door. So how did you create the experience of arriving at your house and using these different elements to kind of draw them in?
Well, this door we custom designed and had it made, and the handle is integrated into the door, and then we have cast glass. We have 1.5 inch thick cast glass made by a local glass artist here, and it's depicting kind of the mountains, and also could be moguls or snowdrifts. So we have some transparency, but it also signals to you this house is unique, and this house is full of surprises and artisanal touches.
So open that up and let's see our first impression is. Because I know for us, what buyers want most in this market is to come in and see this. They want to know that they have a fabulous panoramic view, and if they experience that coming out of the gate, it's really valuable in the home sale. This is a $10 million home, and that's a $10 million view.
Yeah, well, upon arrival, really first walking into the space, opening the door, you would be just dumbstruck. You'd probably be speechless and stop. And I think that pause and appreciation for the site, the location, and how beautiful our landscape is in Utah.
Absolutely.
It's such a beautiful place.
It's like the close pine peeking through, but then the distant, like mountains in the distance, and like when it's snowing, you're kind of just in this glass house, and just the roof lines are really dramatic.
And that really pulls you out to the view. That really pulls you out to those resort views that are so desirable where we are.
So how do you design the living room around that, making sure that the actual structure is just as important as the view?
Well, we designed this table. This is a custom design table. We designed the table, and to fit and just hug up really nicely against this circular sofa.
Like, I haven't seen a circular back table like that.
Yeah, it kind of gives us an entry point, an entry drop point, and a pause moment before you. I don't love walking into the back of a sofa, although a curved sofa is a little bit more agreeable. But the curve opens to the view as well, and also opens to seating, and it softens the space.
How much custom furniture versus, something like a restoration hardware do you blend when you're creating these spaces at this price point?
I blend always. I don't necessarily go to catalog. There's so many sources out there. Although I think some catalog companies have some really great options.
Beautiful.
But
a very specific style. Right?
Yeah, and I really try to find the right piece at the right price.
Right.
And
Budget,
really,
of course.
yeah, and budgets can be all over the place, and so I try to be mindful, but just really impactful with each and every piece. And a lot of that is fabric selections.
I see all like the crushed velvet with the soft, warm, like brown tones, and it's just, it definitely softens the space a lot because of the, different angle. It just seems like it's a very good counterpoint. So tell me about this expansive fireplace and why you chose natural stone, and then, forgive me, I'm not even sure what exactly this is.
This is Indiana limestone, and it's a solid block. So really having this mitered corner creates this mass that has substance, and it's also very matte. I love limestone, and it has really authentic quality and kind of a rawness, and the juxtaposition of the smooth limestone against the rockwork, the masonry. This is Jackson ledge, which has been used quite a bit in Red Cloud. It has a lot of character to it and is kind of rough hewn. So we definitely wanted to have like some rustic elements in this home. It tends to be a little bit more transitional, but also have some timelessness.
I see like the gray with this sort of rust, and then all of these different colors blend into the art, which kind of makes it pop, right? So was that the intent with the art on top of the fireplace?
Yeah, our homeowner had collected some really incredible pieces. So it's such an opportunity. I love working with, great art and collectors, and having, original work. This is a local artist. It really can make the difference in a home and kind of finish it out.
Well, this is absolutely beautiful, and I know that a lot of our clients love to entertain, especially if it's a second home and they're on vacation. So I figured we'd go into the kitchen and check it out.
Wow, that's
I love this beautiful open floor plan too. It's so wonderful.
Yeah, these European oak floors are just really, gorgeous.
And a lot of our clients are wine collectors too. So cheers! What a
Cheers.
perfect framing for this amazing kitchen. So tell us all about it.
Well, this kitchen started with the view, obviously. Just really great morning light coming in here. And then we wanted matte, really dry hand kind of feeling and character. So we did a malaise finish, which is an extremely matte finish on walnut cabinetry, and quartzite countertops, because we don't want this to feel super precious. This is leathered, so there's a lot of character in this stone, and it's also super durable. Our buyer here is a cook, and they entertain a ton.
See?
Also wine collectors.
Excellent.
So we needed this to perform in terms of space and also in terms of finishes. So it's just super, super durable.
So can I ask something that I always wonder? How do you design a kitchen to function and flow with sink and oven placement so that you're not completely knocking into each other and the chef can really just have their own space while the other people kind of come in and just join without interfering?
Right. Well, in
So
today's world, your kitchen, nobody's alone in their kitchen ever. And we wouldn't want it that way. I mean, it's so much more fun to have people come and participate and do it together. And I'm a cook myself. I love doing kitchens. I love doing space planning. And I've had so much experience with kitchen design that I can tell you what's going to work and what's not going to work. And a lot of,
tell us what works and like.
Well, a lot of our homeowners that we work with have done multiple properties. So they give us a lot of feedback. You know, if you've built 10 homes, you know what works and what doesn't work.
Where the prep sink should go.
Right.
The oven should come down.
Yes.
So
proximities, and there's a
Yes.
lot of rules around that, proximities and arrangements, and spatially, like what's comfortable and what becomes uncomfortable. Too much space can become uncomfortable, too little space is uncomfortable. So knowing where all those parameters are and knowing, where it's at. But one thing I love about this kitchen, of course we're all doing integrated sub-zero refrigeration, but this hidden pantry, secret pantry door, we're just,
We had one when my son was young, and it was like his favorite hiding space. So yes, I love the secret pantry, and it's so functional because it looks like a continuation of the paneling. You get to use the beautiful walnut.
yes.
Well, awesome. So I think we also have a main level master. Is
Yes,
that
let's check
correct?
that out.
A super popular thing, especially in the mountains, when sometimes the adults come without the children. If that's what stage in life you're on, is to have a main level master so you can really just live on one level while you're here and kind of shut out all the other functionality and cost of the house on the lower and upper floors.
Yeah, this
So
is
beautiful. Oh my
This is so exquisite. I think it's really comfortable and intimate. I think having the sloped ceiling plane kind of creates an intimacy for this master bedroom. We definitely have the space in the floor plan, and then it opens and expands at the view. So if you're laying in the chaise, you're really in nature with both of these windows. So we custom designed this chaise and have this built and upholstered, and I just love the curvilinear form of this. You know, the early craft, Frank Lloyd Wright took a lot from Japanese, and so I felt like we had some references there that were early inspirations to that prairie modern aesthetic.
love the continuation of the wood and how it connects to that couch. I just have not seen that in a lot of houses or whatever. I mean, it's really unique, and it looks like the perfect place to read.
Yeah.
And just
And set a cup of tea or a glass of wine.
Yes, or your books
Yes.
collection or anything. It's accessible and comfortable, and I think the roundedness of that couch just like kind of hugs your back. So for me, I have like bad back. That seems like
I know. And you could also curl up. Two people could curl up together. You could curl up with your kids and read, and just also, you know, in that, you know, I had kids that were late nights crawl into bed people, and this is a great alternative.
We have a mattress next to our bed. That looks like a way better option. Maybe you can make one of those.
It's
for
very
us.
stylistic,
Yeah,
yes. And then, you know, we have like this, so this is teak, this is all teak, and then we kept really natural fabrics. Everything is very organic and natural and easy and light and discreet.
Is it challenging blending all the different colors of wood? Because as a lay person, I don't always understand, like, is that shade wood gonna go with this shade, gonna go with this shade? And somehow you figured out how to marry it all together, like it's completely flawless.
Oh, well, thank you for that.
Yeah, it's
That's
not an easy feat.
No, it is not, and I love it. I love a challenge, and I love actually layering in different colors, so it doesn't feel like everything was purchased from the same vendor at the same time. We're not doing bedroom suites anymore. We're doing like kind of collections of furniture and kind of keeping it interesting in that regard.
Even these drapes, like,
I know the ombre down. I know.
Like, what if we never thought of that? But it kind of picks up that pine in the back, right? It almost looks like a part of the landscape because of what you see in the background.
Yeah, this view is really spectacular too. this, you know, and you get to, I love to be able to look out a window and appreciate more of the house. I like house glimpses.
Yeah.
You know, I think that kind of keeps it really interesting. People, gives you a sense of place and, you know, appreciating where you're at. So this is nice. The builder did an excellent job on finishing some of the details on the corners of the wood cladding, which is really nice.
And in Red Cloud, it gets so much snow that designing a artisanal roof and a functional roof is a really hard thing, because you'll have a 10-foot snow melt on top, and to have that blend with the natural beauty in every season is challenging. And also just like all the different angles to see all the different parts of the lot that you picked, right? So that's also another huge challenge that I think you guys pulled off so well. So we have been lucky enough to be a part of, dozens of spec houses, and I have seen a lot of beautiful chandeliers in my life, but this one is so unique. You know what it reminds me of? The lanterns that they set fire to and let off.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
I don't know why.
I love that. I love that Asian reference.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's
They
super
did that in
appropriate.
Thailand when I was there, and I thought it was so beautiful. But
It is.
So
Well,
tell me,
these represent, we custom designed this. These are done as individual pendants, and we had this custom designed and manufactured, and they represent cairns, which are markers of trails. And I love that for a stair concept, because a stair will take you somewhere, and I love the idea of climbing and, kind of reaching a pinnacle and having also some wayfinding along the way that tells you you're headed in the right direction. So that was kind of the reference for this, and I liked that artisanal kind of loose character of the glass that goes back and references the front door and as the cast glass on the front door.
So I'm always around when they try to hang these,
Yeah,
and
it's brutal.
The most crazy process, and the way that these drop in all of these different ways, was that just the biggest challenge? Like,
Well, we had that designed for and drawn
thank
and
goodness.
detailed, and then it's up to like extremely capable tradespeople to execute.
I feel like a homeowner is always like, well, can this be a little bit higher? But you have such a wonderful team that I'm sure that you can execute a little less or more.
Yeah, so this is detailed always before, but I like to be available, and I like to be on
fluid,
site,
right?
and fluid. And yeah, so, but this is actually as designed, and it was, it was enough of a challenge because of the height of the ceiling. If you look at the canopy, it's pretty sizable.
How tall are these things?
I mean, we're like 10 feet, and then we're 10 feet, and then we're probably 12 feet. So this to the bottom of the beam, yeah. So I might be, and it's higher at that point, so we probably could say 35 fairly.
If it's at the end of the day, let's say the party's over or the kids have gone to sleep, where do we cozy up and watch our favorite Netflix show? Or Hulu.
I want to watch 9 Strangers. What are you watching?
We just finished White Lotus on HBO, which is quite good.
Highly recommend.
Oh my gosh. It's over too, so it's a total
Oh, okay.
TV show.
White Lotus?
Yes.
What's that about?
It's all about these like cast of characters who come to this like Wailea style resort, and kind of their troubles kind of not leaving them even though they're on vacation, and it unfolds as such.
Oh, I
Which would
love
be
that.
perfect, or the Super Bowl or whatever, to watch in this completely cozy home theater.
Yeah, so this is kind of an open close space. So we have doors coming in that close off the space, and I think like who wouldn't like just love to be in this space, either by themselves, a couple, a family, a bunch of kids. Like
My husband would be dead asleep at 3 o'clock in the morning right now. Be like, honey, but that's the beauty of a home theater, right?
I know,
You can
comfort.
Just snuggle up.
Totally.
The ottomans that can be shifted around no matter how tall or
Yes.
short somebody is.
And these
It's so
pieces are all like finished on all sides, which is spectacular, because if you wanted to pull it apart and arrange in a different configuration, that always would be an option.
Because you never have the same amount of people going down, so, or the same family, right? Maybe a family that comes that's bigger stays, but it's just so functional.
Yeah, and it is, yes. And we did this is a steel top on this cabinetry and just all push latch, tilt out doors so that it's quiet. The name of the game here was discreet and quiet and comfortable and warm and inviting. So the wall covering, which is a herringbone, is fabric that is paper backed in order to be hung as a wall covering.
So it's not wallpaper, it's an actual fabric.
It's fabric, paper backed fabric. Yeah, that's meant to be a wall covering, and then, you know, taking all these like final details, like having the speakers sprayed and colored, you know, to coordinate with the wall covering so that everything just quiets out.
What a lot of buyers tell me is they're like, we want a home theater, but we don't want it to be kind of shoved in a corner or an afterthought. We want to be able to have it while it's just the two of us. But if we're having a party, like a Super Bowl party, we want the billiards, we want the wet bar, we want the wine, we want the living room over there. And this is like a small space that can continue into a larger concept. And I think being able to execute that in a perfectly functional and fashionable way is no easy feat. So it looks amazing.
I know. Cheers to all of us.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much.
Big pats on the back.
So much fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
I mean, I think this just turned out beautifully.
I do too.
You're such an
I'm
expert,
so happy
whether
with
it's
it.
Red Cloud or Promontory or even down in Old Ranch Road. So, I mean, we have a fun palette to play with. Well, tell everyone where we can find you online, where we can email you, your Instagram, all that kind of good stuff.
I'm Kristin Rocke, and you can find me at krockedesign.com. Also on social media, krocke design, which is spelled R-O-C-K-E, rock with an E on the end. So find me in all the places. I'd love to hear from you.
Reach out, because she's an amazing person to work with. She does obviously beautiful things and concept that
Thank you, Valen.
not everybody can really pull off, and it's different. Unique homes in Park City are hard to find, and great teams
specialize
in
in
this
unique, don't we?
crazy market
We do.
is, tough. So yes. So thank you for joining us for this amazing home tour with Frost and our team. You can find us on parkcity360.com. We actually have a new site that's coming out. We have another event that's coming up that Kristin is obviously going to be attending, so we're super excited, but it's been super special. Thank you for taking us through it.
Thank you, lovely.
You don't see these houses all the time, so we're very lucky
That's
to be
for
here.
sure.
We're very lucky to have
Cheers.
this. Cheers.